Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited. Unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent, all other rights reserved.
Okay, so let's reconvene again. Okay, before we start, can you go back to your promise sheet? And if you remember one more action that you want to take as we speak right now, can you write? If you can add one more action. Or one or two more actions you can take based on the last session or the last day or the last 2 days or the last 3 days, and give the actions a due date. You need the.
We're just talking about staying connected as a group after.
Yeah, we can. I can add all of you to a Facebook, secret Facebook group, or. Okay. Now. Okay. So the decision now, you want to do the personal story or you want to do the whole system?
I voted whole system.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole system.
But I'm just one of many votes.
Okay, so can you grab just one blank sheet and you start? So what kind of hooks you can provide based on your business? So how to come up with these hooks? Can you go back to the product sheet? And in the product sheet you will have benefits. That's right? The product sheet.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep.
And in the product sheet you will have benefits. So this benefit shall be translated into pain.
Okay.
That's right. So what is the hook can be relevant to this pain point?
Statistic associated with that, maybe? Like.
So the hook that shall be a statistics about somebody who had this pain point, and it has to be a wow factor. Like
Yeah.
one of the hooks we had the other day is over the last year, 67 hospitals have been shut down, and the statistics of the government in these particular countries talk about 640 hospitals in rural area are subject to shut down in the next 3 years. Hooks for business will be like 94% of business will shut down in the first 2 years, but these have been overused. So
Right.
what kind of hooks you can talk about what you do? Okay, there's some people if you wanna scrap sheet. So what kind of hooks do you have? Where people will say wow. And remember, this is the starting point. So the hook you can use right now, not the hook which will be the one.
But the whole point is related to one big pain point.
The opening is one pain point. For example, if another example of a hook can be a video
Right.
of you. Another example of a hook that's if you know how to juggle, you can walk in and juggling. So people will just keep an eye on you. So the hook is some information which you provide or an action which will let people open their mouths and say, what? You hook them. Like if you go fishing, you hook the fish and then you pull the lines, right? So Timothy, what kind of hooks can you use?
You ever watched a YouTube training video and you cannot hear the presenter clearly? There's a lot of wind noise, background noise, or it's too quiet.
So why you don't start with a statistic showed how many?
You cut me off before I finished. That's all.
Okay.
90, and because I'm going to validate it, but 90% of viewers will stop watching if there are problems with audio.
So I will start first with the 95%.
Yeah.
So
Again, this is
95.
brainstorming and writing down. So.
Yeah, 95% of people watching YouTube will ignore or will stop watching. So this is the hook. The info nuggets will be what you talk about it.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So the info nuggets will be that low quality audio, low quality video is annoying to the customer, does not deliver the message, and people will give up.
People will keep watching with poor quality video. They will stop watching with poor quality sound.
Okay, so this is what we don't know. So the information
That's a
nuggets,
great-
what
that's a
you don't
great-
know.
Hook right there.
Yeah.
That what you just said there,
Yeah.
I was like, what, really?
It's true though.
Yeah,
Show
but
me
that
more.
was that's
Show
a
me
great
more.
hook. That's it right there. Like
But-
I was like, I stopped writing. And I was really deep in thought. And what? Did you see that? I was
I
like,
saw you too.
so yeah, that was awesome. That holy crap! Thank you for that great nugget.
Can you show an example now?
Yes, I can.
So
But I don't. I have them. I just.
So you put beside here that you
And
can.
there's me with really, really bad audio.
Yeah.
Talking.
So you can put here that you will play
yeah.
this
play-
particular
play-
video.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
The pain video.
Yeah.
It goes up,
Yeah. So you can play now the pen video.
and then it transitions with a nice silk screen over to the good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So you,
transition.
if you show that, and then if you show someone who were able to use this service and they make money or engage more audience with it.
That's the nugget.
Because the whole point is, this is the story.
Yeah.
The whole point is, I want to show them that somebody took actions and achieved good results.
Yeah.
So, through you. So, this is how you can do this. So, the hook will be the 94%. What you don't know is people can keep watching bad video but not bad audio. And let me show you an example.
Yeah.
And let me share with you a story of someone. So you talk about Jane, or you talk about Tim or Tom or whoever is this
Yep.
one, you know. So this is will be, people now will be curious what you do. Make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what I've been trying to formulate is the best presentation for that. If the ultimate goal, depending on the offer, right?
If even the ultimate goal is for them to give you and to download their ebook, to download your ebook. Like the ultimate goal can be just download my ebook and you can sell them in a different way.
Yeah.
Okay? Yes, sir.
Did you say the info nugget was something, like the structure of it was something you don't know?
It's just information.
Give an example.
Just information. Just information.
Okay.
Like business will be business owner will be out of business for this
I
reason,
don't know that
and
else the majority of.
and then you give a story as example to it.
So mine.
So-
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So you give a piece of information and then a real example.
Yes, and if you understand the concept of here, not this one, Jennifer, not this one. If you understand the concept of here, what you do here, you reframe the pain point to something you can solve. Okay, so the info nuggets. So the warmer here is the hook. The info nuggets will be if you can take every single benefit you have in your product sheet and transpose it into a pain point and make it a statement, this will be your info nuggets, your 4 info nuggets.
Can you say that one more time?
If you take your benefits
Yeah.
out of your product sheet
Yeah.
and make them pain points and make them as a statement, this will be the info nuggets. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
get a hook?
You know, North America is only 5% of the population of the world, but they take 95% of the antidepressant.
Wow.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
So another hook for somebody else.
Yes.
Mic drop.
So another hook for somebody else I am working with, they said, in North America, the statistics show that you go to the doctor for 11 times and you only need one time. Because the Infection Disease Center, they publish this study. So we often go to doctors, and we don't need to go to medical doctors or physicians.
I think this room probably knows that.
Yeah. Canadians will go more often to the doctor than they need. Americans will wait until they're almost dead before they should.
Actually, statistics doesn't show that. The statistics shows that something very interesting is American will go much higher. They talk about Korean. Korean will go 14 times unnecessary a year. Canadian, he has all the numbers.
Yeah.
This was one of his hooks. So
Okay,
a hook like this,
uninsured
like
American then.
a hook like this, which say in North America, North America consumes 95% of the medication,
Yeah.
while they are 5% of the population. You say what? So no matter how to phrase it, but this is the message. So people now are interested.
In Argentina, they like to talk about their problems, so they have so much therapists than any place else in the world.
And this will be maybe interesting info nuggets.
Yeah.
So if you write down the benefit of your offer as dollars, as whatever you have here, if you can fill the benefits of your products here,
Mhm.
you can now have the info nuggets related to the pain point of this product. So what you have here, enjoy life. So what's the pain point here? People will not enjoy life. Means they'll be what? They'll be either depressed, suicide. So can you get information of
Yeah, what I
how
wrote.
big of
Yeah.
our people are depressed? How many will be suicide, or how related to not happy? Second one here you have is
Investing in themselves.
invest in themselves. So you can talk about, if you can find information about people who don't visualize or don't agree that investment in the self worthwhile. So you can tell information about this. The third one you have here is
Discover yourself.
discover yourself. So the info nuggets can be that you have all of your life and you don't know what's your passion, what's your value. You don't know. You don't understand the power you have. That's right.
Yeah.
So this can be another info nugget. Now, how many do you need from info nugget? Usually 1 to 2 in a 20-minute presentation. In a 90-minute presentation, you may need 3 to 4. And having different info nuggets in your back pocket is important, because if I'm in front of a different crowd,
Yeah, you can just pull.
I will pull out. So when I go and give my standout, not to blend in signature presentations in front of schools, I will talk about my info nuggets around schools. When I go about in front of business owners, it will be business owners. When I go in front of the holistic groups, it will be holistic related. It's the same slides, by the way. Like you will have each one of these is one slide. Each one of these is one slide. When you add the story, you can add one slide for the stories. Testimonial is one extra slide. In level 4 and 5, we can talk about the videos. You can augment the videos. So your current deck of slide is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then you have the slides for your offer. So this is our 12 slides. When you add story, you add slide number 13 in the right location. When you add a story to info nugget 2, will be slide number 14. When you add testimonials, 2 testimonials, you add 2 more slides. So now we have 16 slides. In this order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sense? Or you want me to repeat? Okay? One extra token for you guys here right now. When you talk about pain, you must not have your logos on the pin slides.
Because you don't want to be associated with the negative.
Okay, so having the template of PowerPoint is not the right way, because when you be in a pain point, when you have the hook, you don't need to have your logo. When you have pain point, you don't put your logo. Your logo will go when you have happy outcome. When you have challenges, you don't have your logo. Only when you have happy outcome or you have testimonials of your clients, which is another layer of practice. So not to overwhelm you, if you can, are you done with the info nuggets now? Anybody wants to share?
So the info nugget is basically like telling them something and then providing a story.
Yep.
When you were saying it relates to the four nuggets, or sorry, you have four nuggets based on each benefit.
Yep.
And then each one of those has its own story. So like.
But
what-
you need only two nuggets, so you'll basically merge two benefits together into one.
Okay.
Okay, so that's right.
Yep.
Hmm?
I'm a little bit lost, but that's okay. I know that Sandra will get me caught up, so we don't have to. It's
Okay.
just 'cause I'm tired, so
Okay.
we're good.
I'll get you caught up.
I thought you would. Thanks.
Okay. So,
Okay.
anyone wants to share any info nuggets or any? Jennifer, do you wanna? Can you find information about how the change of payment will increase the revenue?
I was just looking for some different statistics for one I might want to use because
Yeah.
I don't have any statistics
Yeah.
sort of off.
And the best way to do is all the statistics you find. You know what you do with them? You write all of them. Because you will never know. I sometimes give my presentation to somebody without PowerPoint slides. I just stand in front of him in a place and they want to tell me more. So I keep telling more. That's right.
Yeah.
So when you have info, when you have the luxury of not presenting with the slides, you can have different hooks. So keep the hooks as many as you can. Make sense?
So I could have an info nugget, like a half-day video session, would be a minimum investment of $2,500 for 10 minutes of edited content if you got outsourced.
Yep. Or the info nugget will be now that you don't know how to manage your financial. So, for example, you spend to do this on your own. However, you don't know it's like that much when you outsource it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna spill something. I was gonna give my talk on my info nugget.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was gonna say, I'm making statistics up because, like you said, I don't have anything exactly offhand. So it's just a number I'm making up. But 60% of Canadians say that they're interested in making African food at home, but they don't know where to get started. And meal times are hard for Jennifer and her family, and she wants to transform boring meals by incorporating international flavors. She wanted to try African food, but all the online recipes are really complicated, and she couldn't find anything to help her at her local grocery store.
And what's her defining moment? Because these are pain point.
Yes.
What's her defining moment?
It would be finding our product.
And what's the happy outcome right now?
Easy meal where she only needs a few recipes.
And this is what you need to say.
Okay.
So when you say the pain points you have,
Yeah.
you have to come and say, and when she received or when she purchased my sauce, and then you can talk about the happy outcome. Okay. Any more sharing, or should we move on?
Let's keep going.
Tracy, do you wanna share or you wanna?
Not at this time.
Okay, no problem.
Processing.
No pressure, no
Thank
pressure.
you.
I love when they teach us that's how to label ourselves as processors, because you are not a processor, you take actions.
I didn't say I was
It's
a
okay.
processor. I'm processing.
It's okay, it's okay. Now, what about the title? What is the title for your talk?
It should be like a solution.
No? The title of your talk shall be the barriers or the challenges for them to join your program.
Berries with challenges.
Yep. So don't do like Christina, she used the keys. the 7 keys, and she couldn't sell. And when she didn't like challenges, she used barrier, and she was able to sell. So I have been challenged on this. So the title of any presentation shall be the top 3 challenges for what? For me, stand out, not to blend in. The top 3 challenges for business owners to maximize their reach, increase their profit. Okay, in 90 days or less. So this is the talk I have. So stand out, not to blend in is the title, and the subtitle will talk about the top challenges. So your titles must demonstrate barriers or challenges. If your title will be the happy family time, I'm interested to know about happy family time. Or I am more interested on the challenges meeting family to have a happy time. Which one are you interested in? Learning about happy family time, or learning about the challenges for families to have a happy time?
Challenges.
Yeah.
3.
Challenges.
Akash, which one you are interested in?
You're right now blurring, so
Okay.
I don't want to just be saying challenges because right now I'm not.
Okay.
processing.
My friend here, challenges or happy family time? Which one you would love to learn?
I always want to learn about challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with 1 abstain,
Yeah.
8 we are 8. So 7 out of 8 and 1 abstain.
Yeah.
Conquer on the challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So when you present, you should not present how your program work or how your system work. What I'm presenting is the challenges for you to use my system or system similar to my system. That's right. So if you do like mind shift or like the work you do, if you stand and say what you can achieve with mind shift, or the beauty of mind shift, or the best results for mind shift, or the benefit of mind shift, will anybody here interested? But if you stand and say what are the challenges you face to open your mind, or to shift your mind, or to shift your perceptions, to live happy, enjoy life, and that's right.
It's really good.
So, so the question will be why you insist in having titles talk about the happy outcome or the pleasure part of your service, and you don't want to share with people what are the challenges for them to achieve it. So can you pick up a title or 2? What are the top challenges, or the top barriers, or the top difficulties, or the top issues? You will find out barrier and the challenges are the best ones, because all what you talk about here is defining moment. Yes, sir.
So if I said for my business, the top 3 challenges for business owners is to expand their reach, accurately convey their brand, and can create realistic goals.
Not bad. Good.
Is that not bad?
Good.
Okay. That's good. Because I'm trying to relate this. I'm trying to take in.
It has to be painful, and the pain point are not for them to feel the pain. The pain point is to demonstrate how they will be able to sign up to your service. Okay? So Timothy, what do you recommend for your presentation? Title.
Ear pain. Top 3 challenges businesses face in decreasing their production budgets and improving their production quality.
Yep. With improving or with maintaining, decreasing their production
Challenges in decreasing production budgets.
and maintain
Maintain quality.
or maintain or even increase quality.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anyone wants to practice their title as well? Yes, sir.
What's standing between you and the life that you deserve?
So the top challenges for you to cross from your life to the best of you, or the life you deserve.
Right, like why are you stuck?
Not why, because why or where is you interrogate them.
Right, but
When I talk about the challenges, is I'm showing them the barriers they have or the stuff they have. So when you come, what's holding you, you can use this, but you have to come underneath and say the challenges you face today in your business, in your life. So there is nothing wrong with having a title and then having under the title a subtitle.
Okay.
That sounds to me more like a blog post heading. Because I'm thinking, well, if you're asking me what my problem is, then maybe I don't need you.
What if, I mean, I love your feedback, but what I'm trying to say is, come find out what's standing between you and what you want to achieve.
The three things, the three barriers that are in your way from keeping you from the life you deserve.
Yeah.
The barriers.
Thank you.
I think it's just saying that, like,
Just saying.
like physically saying the three challenges or barriers, like with mine, the three barriers that business owners have with their logos is not getting accurately represented, not being modern enough, or
And
that,
then-
I love that, the
That's
three
what I
barriers of having a logo that stands out, even like that, because
yeah.
I mean, as a
And this actually, the info nuggets which you said right now are right. You have to give an info nugget about
Logos?
business have logos they don't carry their messages. Info nugget 2, business have logos they are out of time. What you said?
Modern.
Out of modern or out of time or out of location.
Mm-hmm.
And you can give an example of a story about somebody who has a logo which is out of, and you can do this because there are so many logos
Oh yeah.
out of our times, right? So the info nuggets here is you have these logos which doesn't carry your message and you don't make the money you like and you don't know why. The second information I want to share with you here is many of the logos we have are out of phase, out of time, and it does not reflect the modern of your business, and you want like to expand and you can. And let me share with you here some examples. So these are two info nuggets. I believe they are powerful. And then you come and say, now I'm here to talk to you about the challenges or the barriers between you as a business owner and the logo that can sell your products. Then, if nobody else wants to share titles, you come and say your name and your personal story. So your personal story, you should have it as a stool. There's supposed to be 5 legs, but for now we can cover only 3. And the stool shall have the pain points. So what pain points did you have in your life? And when you tell your personal story, like you don't do like Michele and the other people, when they told her, you have to start to get emotional and cry in front of the people. If you want to cry, you have to cry with the false tears. Because if you get emotional, people will sympathize to you.
That's it.
People will sympathize to you.
Yeah.
Do you want them to sympathize or to empathize?
empathize.
Empathize. What's the difference between empathize and sympathize? Is an S. And the S is the first character of sorry. So if you get them from empathy to sympathy, you will feel sorry because you lost the show.
Yes.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I was standing there, and she will start to get emotional, and I can see she start to visualize in her brain because her business coach told her that she has to get emotion, and then she start to tell the story. She start to have the sound blocking in her throat
Oh yeah.
because she got so much emotions, and she went into tears. She cried. Her eyes became red. And now you should talk about agenda. Does it work?
It's tough. It's tough to do that in a professional.
There's only one lady I work with. She's 85 years old, and she's the only one. Has permission from everybody. She can cry on the stage. She can collapse on the stage, and people will buy her because she's gifted. She's one of people who are gifted, have been doing so much of this work, so she can act. She actually cries, and they got her napkins on the stage, and people sign up for her transformational coaching. She used to be with the law of attraction, and she pulled out because of her kids. And when law of attraction went really high, she was left behind. But everybody still loves her and go, and she has her different calling system, and she's unique. Nobody in the North American industry can do what this lady is doing. But we are not at this stage, and we don't want to be there. So when you tell your personal story, You have to control your emotion. If you start to feel falling down in your emotion, you start to cry, you start like, I was shocked, like 30 seconds or more will go by, and this individual will start to remember, and then she will talk a story about her stepson suicide because of drugs, and she saw him in the washroom, and while he was passing away, and she will bring all of this strategy with her. She will get so emotional and she will collapse. So now we are sympathizing to her. Will you hire an empowerment coach that you sympathize to?
No.
Shouldn't.
You answered yourself. So all the emotions has to be
In check.
forged emotions. Your core has to be balanced. If your core is not balanced, you cannot.
So you're gonna take him down that road.
Yeah. So if your core is not balanced, you cannot get them.
Just pause.
That's right.
Pause.
Yeah, I think that's
And I see it all the time. I see it all the time when we go to like divorce support groups and they're having these people trying to talk about their own
that's tough.
empowerments and everything, and suddenly it gets to their story. Guess what will happen?
Shut down.
You can tell she's like 1 year divorce or 5 years or 10 years. You can tell it. Why'd you laugh? So the way to operate in this circumstances is the following. You know your dominant dividers. What's your dominant dividers? If your dominant dividers are heart, get the story from your brain.
Yep.
Think about your story, don't feel it. If you are a thinker like me, feel your story. And this is the only way to block your energy. Like when we sit with individuals across of the table and these people are collapsing emotionally, I will always say to myself, does the story make sense? Does the story make sense? Does the story make sense? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And when I have somebody who is thinker here and trying to talk to me about the logic of separating the family, I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for the kids. All his thoughts come to my heart. So I walk from the room very energetic. All her feelings come to my brain. They don't hit me down. Because I'm a feeler. I like this particular topic is big in my life, and I'm always supporting it not to happen. So when I have somebody completely emotional around me, if I let my emotion to go, I cannot provide support anymore. So a rule of thumb, you can practice it. You know your dominant divider. You know you are a feeler or you are a thinker. Understand from the one in front of you quickly who are they. If they got emotion, does this emotion make sense? Oh, sorry, don't cry. So yeah, it will be better. But you, in your back of your mind, say, does this make sense? Does this make sense? If you think about her emotion, you will not be touched emotionally. If you feel the thoughts, you will not get the thoughts to your brain. So listen with your heart, feel with your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute, I can't keep up with this.
Wait, I still have my question.
Okay, what's your question first? Then we can go to Trish.
I just need a minute to process that, that's all.
So then, when I'm watching the news or something, which I try not to, but when it does happen, then I should be like thinking about a process or something so that it's not going through my heart.
Yep. And in reality transforming, we call this like shifting the energy. So if the energy is coming to your heart and you are a reciprocal of a heart receiving, it will hit you back. So the only way is to switch it to another chakras or another karma. So you have to go to the brain or the feet. Going to the belly, it's difficult as well. Like when people get to their bellies and it's be very painful, people will start to have gases and they'll go to the washrooms. And I've seen this. So the easiest ones you can do for people like not trained in this particular practices, you listen with your heart, or you think with your heart, and you feel with your brain. The message coming across. You will protect your energy as much as you can.
Okay, so
That's a huge
I've
tip.
had it before where I've opened up to people about my life or my story, and I'll tell them about like a really dark part of my past, and I'm complete with it. So I'll just tell them it's like, yeah, like, you know, this happened to me. I'm not gonna get it. Was like this happened to me, and like I kind of felt like this, and I didn't really know what to do, but I was really stranded, and I'm kind of telling it logically instead of feeling how angry I was and how upset I was and how hurt I was. And the other people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so, like, they say that they're so sorry that this happened to me, and they say like that.
But do
how
they get
this happened.
emotionally drained?
Emotional? Do I get? I don't
No,
get emotionally.
you don't get it because you speak it from your mind,
Right.
not from your brain, not from your heart.
So that's my question.
If you speak it from your heart, you'll be emotionally drained.
Right. So
But
my,
as I'm receiving from you,
okay,
if I receive it in my heart and I'm a feeler, guess what will happen?
you'll start crying.
If you have ladies here or female or males here who are feeler dominant,
Yeah.
their nose will start to become red, their eyes will become watery, and they'll be surprised.
So how do I get them to feel my pain without sympathizing for me? Because like I can explain, like, yes, this bad thing
If they are
happened.
feelers, you
Yeah.
talk from the thoughts. If they are thinkers, you talk to their heart.
If they're thinkers, you talk to their heart, to their heart.
Yes.
So
So then you,
Then you say how much I felt about this. What's my feeling?
yeah. So
But
you're
if
a
they are
feeler,
if I'm a feeler, you tell me, and you don't want me to be impacted. You say I think about that.
oh, but I
This
do
my
want
sort-
you to be impacted. I just don't want you to have sympathy. with
If
me.
you
Yeah,
want
but
me to be
that's-
impacted,
Yeah.
you talk to my open channel.
You're opposite.
The opposite will not get me impacted.
Right. That's what I use is the opposite.
To protect yourself from the story.
So if you're a feeler and I want you to get the most out of this story,
I talk about
say-
your heart.
So I say I was feeling this way and it was really hard.
And
because
this is
of
my
this
feelings,
that.
and everybody felt the same, and people will feel. What do you feel now?
But what if I'm a feeler? Oh, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
if I go
I
heart
actually
to
just
heart.
what he was saying is if you're a feeler and you're on stage and you feel and you are visibly in pain,
Yeah.
all the feelers are gonna feel sympathy for you. But if you tell me the story and you don't feel it and I'm a feeler, I'll have empathy for you.
But what do you mean I don't feel it? Because I have to feel it
no,
to
but you say
connect.
thinking though. Because you're
No.
coming from the brain.
If you feel it, you will cry.
Okay, so that's like the line that you cross.
Yeah.
Is like when you actually start to physically get emotional.
Yeah.
But if I start to tell this story, right? Let's just say like when my dog died. That's like a lot different. But when my dog
But this
died,
is not relevant to business you have.
Oh yeah, no. My point is like when I share with my friend, like a couple of my friends have known me long enough to know this really dark part of my life, and it's not the dog story. But like if I say it's the dog story, I think about when my first dog died.
If you think about it, means you don't feel it. So it doesn't get into your feelings. That's
Okay.
it.
Just in that moment, in that particular
Yeah.
instance, right? Like that particular scenario.
Right.
And you can adapt. Like if you're with your friends and you're not doing a presentation, you can tell them the story with your heart and get sympathy
Okay.
and a hug and
Yeah.
all that.
So
other
let's
stuff.
just, for the sake of the time, let's just keep going. Okay.
I'm just
So any questions on the personal story? If you have not experienced the same pain point as your customers will not buy from you. Now, what about people who are in the opposite sex, for example, and trying to provide service? So what we do? We talk about closed one we were able to help, who they have the same pain point as the people in the room. Make sense?
Say that again.
If you don't have the same points, people will not buy from you.
Right.
So you can switch to the pain point of somebody else. So if you are trying to provide, like I have a customer who she's providing a children's support, and she doesn't have a children herself, but she raised all of her sisters and brothers, the young sisters and brothers. So her pain point will be drawn from who?
From our sisters and brothers.
From the time when she was raising the young sisters and brothers. And then she will show new moms how to take care of the new kids.
And which part is this?
This is part of the personal story.
Relatability, right? The relatability.
You have
of
to
your
be at the
story.
level of your audience. You take 1 or 2 steps towards the happy outcome. If you are far down, nobody will buy. How many of us will go watch Tony Robbins and we don't buy his services? So why we don't buy?
Too expensive.
Away from being too expensive, why we don't buy? Because he positioned himself over there for an ideal customer, which is not ours. If you come and talk about his stories before when he was not even on the radar, you will buy his service. Okay? So if you wanna stand and say, I know the struggle your business had because I had it, I experienced myself and my tribes. And I had a strategy and I had a blueprint, I had workbooks for every single piece of the problems, which will allow you to make a personalized solutions. And I used it for my like 3, 4, 5 businesses before, and this is our happy outcome. And when I decided to maximize my impact, I decided to go and teach these courses. People now will conquer with me because they know me. But if I come and say I'm the professor at the University of Calgary who has these particular companies with spin-offs, people will not. Which one of the stories you will relate more? The first one or the second one? Okay. So when you pick up your pain points, you have to be close to your audience. When you do a webinar, it becomes a little bit challenging because if you want to do a webinar right, you should market the webinar in a specific segment. So all your stories will be about Southern California. All your stories will be about South Texas. All your stories will be about Northern. All your stories will be about West Coast, East Coast. If you come to places and say, when I was in New York, in downtown New York, and I seen this. Oh yeah, this New York, guys, we are from California. You basically shut down.
Oh, yeah.
So when you want to get into a highly effective sales approach in webinars, you should be very close to the people you work with online, so they tell you the demographic of people signing up to these webinars. If you don't have the demographics, you do the same. Free here is bad, free down there is a rush.
Right.
That's right. In the US, you want to create a rush, write a free sign. In Western Canada, you have a free, everybody will be
You're not gonna sign up.
not interested. When in Costco when they have these free samples, when we be hungry and we don't have interest to go wait for food and then we go eat our lunch in Costco.
Mhm.
How many of you will do that? So when you go samples, if you look around and see how people react, because part of the business I serve is I look at studies and I look at numbers. There is a very interesting study that showed that if they have the product with the price visible, like why in Costco the price never been visible?
The price is visible.
When
No.
they're
No,
showing
not
the
on
products.
their
No.
not when they're giving out the sample.
When they give the sample, the price will be in the table looking at the ceiling. The price will never be
On the
on
product.
the front. Although the same duct tape or the same tape they use, it can put the price on the front.
No.
So why is the price always looking at the ceiling, not at the front?
People have to walk up to get it, to try it.
Because we found out by analyzing situations that if you have the price and the product, and many of them will not have the product on the table as well. If you have the product with the price and you have the free sample, it means what? It means a trap to buy.
Mhm.
People will not go sample. Although we will not buy, because where we will buy at the cashier, that's right? So nothing wrong with just going and pick up the thing, and in the next aisle what you do? Have you ever been in
The
this
garbage.
demonstration? Not on the garbage, but you put on the other aisle. Have you been in this demonstration before where they have this
The
corner,
mixers or the juicers.
yeah, cornflakes, and you go to the next aisle, and you find all the cornflakes have been there laid over. So even in a situation where you can pick up the product or being forced to pick up a product you don't like, you can go leave it in the other aisles.
Yep.
They found out that there is maybe 67 or 72% people resistance if they see the price with the product on the sample testing thing. If you don't see any of those visible to you, you will go, okay, so what are you testing today, or what are you offering today? That's why in the new style of Loblaws and the Costco, you will never see a price tag and the product visible on a sampling platform. So they want to get you to sample it, and this all what they want to do.
You know,
Price, yeah, go ahead.
I keep my eye out for those random drops because somebody else has made a buying decision that said the product that they originally had in their cart is not the same value as what they dropped it for. And so I look around in that area, see what is the product that's similar, and then usually the cereal will be different. It'll be a similar type of cereal, but one's maybe $1.25 less. And I look for those drop points of similar products and try to save a couple bucks.
So on the cereal, for example, they always sell the 460 gram or the 480 gram for like $440, and the 640 gram, and you go find the 1.1 kilogram
Yep.
for $6.50.
Exactly.
Which is, if you divide
Right.
I'm a
Yeah,
cereal
yeah.
guru. I'm
If you divide
500 grams
the
is
volume,
magic spot.
however, the 640 gram will be on the 344. This is the exact price, 344.
Yeah.
And they are 344, and you have all of these signages. And people will figure out that the 344 is cheap. However, if you go to the bigger one, it's actually less money than the offer.
Yeah.
It's always happening in volume stores or what's the name? In stores where you have different sizes. So they will always reduce the price of the smaller size. And then you have the family size, or they call it the family pack.
Yeah, the value pack or whatever. Then they're usually
If you
1.2
divide it by the
kilograms.
unit, by like a kilogram or by a unit, you'll find the family pack still
it's
cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
However, where they are sold out,
At the
Really?
individual
The smaller ones.
330.
Yeah, I
Just
always
before.
look for
the smaller
bigger
ones. So this is where we come and say you have to match, you have to say the right sign. Okay. Now, what is your agenda? So if we move here, anybody have a question on the personal story? In a good time, you should actually, each one of you should come here and share with us your personal story as part of the practice. But for the sake of the time, we can keep going on. Okay.
Let's keep going.
Now, what's your agenda?
Why?
Will be. So can you write down your agenda? What? Like what? Make it a sentence.
What makes what?
Make a sentence start with what?
Oh, okay.
My brains are done.
So you pushed us to this particular exercise. And
I know, I
you
can't
are
do
bailing
it.
on us
I
now.
know.
What's
I
happening?
know. I know. I have nothing written down.
This is not.
Yeah.
That's why I love to make the personal story, but I want it with your
Oh, sure.
recommendation.
Now you tell me.
Okay.
It's all good.
So is this like a description? How do I describe marketing consulting or like making a logo or like what a
But
logo?
why is it important?
What is the
That's
logo?
fine.
What is the logo and why it's important?
Okay, I'll stick to the logo thing.
Okay.
But everyone knows it.
No.
No.
They do not.
Remember, they are
The
ignorant.
logo-
Remember, they are ignorant.
Right.
The logo. Most people think. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
They are ignorant, and even if they know it, they don't know it with your own DNA. They don't know it with your language. They don't know it with your fingerprint. That's right.
Yep. No. 100%.
Okay. And what are the challenges? So the top challenges or the barriers will come from your own title, okay? Now, do you have to start with a slide called named what or title what? No. You can have slides speaking to the what, speaking to the why, or one slide having the what and why, without having a one-to-one correspondence slide. That's right. You can actually go and talk about holistically about what you do. If you explain the benefit of what you do and what you do and the benefit of what you do and when you do it and who will benefit from it, you are basically covering this agenda. The point I want to make here is, when I have a slide with 3 lines, what is Q process, why Q process, the challenges of achieving results from Q process, the following slide does not have to say Q process is or what is Q process. I can start with another holistic approach. The most important part is you have to explain the what and the why within your language. And you'll be shocked that when you go on the revised agenda and you tell people, did we cover today what, why, and the challenges? Yes, or do you agree? They will say, yes, we agree. Do you understand this? So make sure you explain the what, and what we call it is 5W. This is the 5W exercise. And by the way, my name starts with W, so I'm number 6. So this is the 5 W's exercise. So what are the 5 W's?
How, what,
What? Which one you said the first?
Wow.
Wow.
That was not a W.
How is not a W.
I know, it ends with a W.
Oh
No.
my goodness.
The 5 W's are what,
Good, George.
when, why, where, and who.
Who, what, when, where?
You never share the how.
Okay.
Okay? Because we always, and you go to different meetings, people who switch back from oil and gas industry, they will tell you how their system is great. And they go into explaining steps of their systems. I don't care about steps of my system. I care about
I thought
what.
on Friday you said how, and I put it down as one of your W's. That's weird.
No, it's
That's
5.
the only reason I said it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a W, and that's what.
So we
resonated
don't
with
share
that
the
line.
how. We share the W's. And then we will talk about the 3 challenges. And the 3 challenges, I covered to you 5 of them, that's right? So you can pick up any of the 5, you can pick up them in order, you can mix them. The big important question for Bakri in his mind right now, where should I show them a step of my program? Where? So when I talk about maybe one of the challenges, I can say you don't know what you don't know, or you picked up the wrong system, or whatever. I will speak to it. So in this particular incident, I can say, and there is a system called Bakri system. I have it 5 steps, and the 5 steps are 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let's practice step number 2. Are you ready? Grab your sheet, write down whatever your steps in. Okay? Can you stop?
Sorry.
Please. You keep doing it since the start of the day.
I know.
It's unconscious, subconscious mind
Yeah.
activity. We call it what? We have a name for it. Anyway. Okay, so if you have a step you want them to practice, it must not be the first step. It must not be the last step. It shall be step number 2 or 3 in a 5 systems.
So
Okay?
you have to enroll in order to get step number 1 or step.
Beautiful, beautiful. You understand now the big picture.
Yeah.
Okay? So, under this structure, I have no limitation to share my wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
I also give them examples through testimonials and other people how to get it. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So, when you design the challenges, you can pick up 1 or 2 steps they want to test. You may want to pick up 1 or 2 activities. Don't make too many of them. So you can demonstrate to them. You can demonstrate to every single one how this system works. You can explain to the process people how it works. You explain it already what you do. You explain who will benefit from it to the feelers, and you explain it to people who interested on time results because you give them all this information, and that's right. So this is one of the key value here is you can add or augment this with 1 or 2 steps of what you do, and you let them practice. Agree?
No, I don't understand. Sorry. Take a breath.
No, you don't understand because I'm talking to specific people who do like the one in front of you, the one behind you understand it very well
Okay.
because they are in a different business.
Yeah.
I think everybody behind you tell you understand what I'm saying because all of them they have coaching and consultancy, and all of them will have a step-by-step system. That's right.
Right.
So both of you have a product, so you don't have this. You don't share this process. That's right. So the point I want to make sure here to understand is when you have step-by-step systems, like even the payment solutions, there is a process for us to engage with her. So what the process is, you have a discovery meeting, that's right? You can sign up, you can set up the hardware, you can do whatever. So I can share with you the type of question I'm asking you in the discovery meetings. Okay? So you can share with them 1 or 2 questions, and you can be intelligently answers them in front of them. So people say, wow, that's right. So when people are process oriented or information, they need process. We did not talk about process here. So when we explain the challenge, we can tell them, people don't know this, and here is what this, so you can augment them with the steps here or the solutions here. So for example, if you have the retreat, people don't know about this destination. So let me share with you the photos of the destination. So the challenge of me not joining the retreat is what? I don't trust the destination. I don't know the destination. That's right. I don't know what I don't know. That's right. The challenge for me to go on the retreat is what? I feel it's too expensive. So if I feel it's too expensive, I can put in front of you why it's worth as a value. So when you have these challenges, when you answer them, you augment your program here. So people understand how your program, and the challenge is just you take a step from this program. Any questions?
I was just thinking, because you were saying, like for you though with the logo, couldn't he just do a little example of, say how important to get your message across in your logo is the feeling of it? So then just do a quick little example for them to then
I don't know what, we
understand.
don't know what his process to create a logo.
Okay. Okay.
So if he has a process to create a logo, systematic process, he can talk about the process here. And he can let them experience one step of the process.
I was actually going to add to that. So I have, what is a brand? I would talk about why is brand important. And then I remember my question was related to those challenges. So it was, you don't know a good brand until you see one. People don't know how to create a brand. You highlight the wrong parts of your business and brand. You don't take action to brand on time. Yourself is the biggest barrier to
Awesome,
brand.
awesome. This is a good 5-1 for 90-minute presentations.
Right.
Now, can you show the process of building a brand?
And then that's when I was just about to
So
shift
inside
into
the discussion of these challenges,
inside each one.
because you
I
have to understand, this is 20-minute presentation.
Right.
So if I have 20-minute presentation, how long will I spend on each one of these? I need here 20 minutes. How long I'll spend on my hook? Maybe 1 minute?
Yep.
Maybe 1 minute on the info nuggets, maybe 1 minute here, maybe 2 minutes in both of these, so now I'm 5. The agenda will be what? Nothing? Okay, maybe 1 minute here, 1 minute here, and 1-1-1. So when you say 1-1-1, it means you have talk here for 1 minute. Your sentence is not sufficient for the 1 minute. So you have a story. So now I have 5 and 5.
Yeah.
I'm actually 10 minutes.
So these questions.
And I target 20,
You add.
which means what?
The questions you.
I can spend more here. 2, 2, 2. That's right?
Yeah.
Make sense? Any more questions on this particular part? Can we move on in our life to something else? Okay, as I said, this is I was told this is the best part of what we offer, is we can master with a system. We provide a system to masterpiece this particular piece of your business. So if your business about standing in front of 3 or more, giving presentations, using PowerPoint or using a board or whiteboard, you should give a serious consideration to master this particular piece. How to master it? I run you through quickly the first round. Second round will be how to pick up stories. Third round, how to make them relevant. Fourth round, how to get interaction and acceptance from the users. Fifth round, how to augment videos and other takeaway. If you speak to sell, this is a sequence. If you sell from the stage, there is a sequence. If you speak to enroll. Enroll means at the end of your presentation, people will come to your table. It's a different sequence. These are 3 different techniques as a sales process to be able to move people through the chain of general to audience to. Any questions? I think you are overwhelmed now with this topic. So, but as I said, if you go to, if you have the mobile app, if you go to my account
had something come up when I.
If you click on my account,
Yeah, this is what came up.
Oh, are you guys on the app?
yeah, just continue.
Okay.
If you go to my account, which is
Okay.
okay, if you got a username and password, you will be able to write it down. If you don't get a username and password and you scroll to the down, you will see here in the down there is something called courses. So under these courses, there are some of them are open and some of them are a username only. But as I said, you will be getting a username and password to be able to access at least the video recording of this particular 3 days. You can do the same on our website, and you can do the same in different places. Okay. And please, I remind you, if you can give us 5 stars on our app, it will help us in our recording and our scores as well. Any more questions here? So, we are today talking about communicating your promise. So how are we communicating our promise? Number 1 is we will do it through seminar, or we can do it through webinar. What else we can, what other means to communicate our promise? What other means you need to communicate your promise? Yeah, what other ways?
Would seminar come under speaking?
Social
or is it-
media?
Social media. So you can have a website. You can have a social media. Okay? So on social media, you should have at least Facebook, at least LinkedIn, at least Instagram, at least Twitter. At least there's 152 social media platforms. At least you have all of them. What is the main reason for me to be on website or social media?
To be found.
To be found. Okay? Now, on websites, we do have a questionnaire here, which is 36 pages. There's maybe a couple of hundred questions. How many videos and audios file will be added to or created? Can you provide the proper file or creation? Will we be importing, formatting your content? Like, there are questionnaires. So if any of you have a website without having a questionnaire from the guys who will do the website, you need to fire them. Because these are not what you go. When you look at this particular, and this will be one of our courses as well, when you look at 36 pages workbook over 6 hours to discuss what you want to do on your website, it sounds crazy, that's right? But this gives you lots of information about what can you do and what you cannot do with your website. The biggest challenge is where your website sells product. And what's the answer for that? Will your website sell products?
Obviously, yes.
Yes.
You must sell product because you must have at least
So,
that you can sell through your website. That's right. That's right. When are we selling our books through our website?
When?
Yeah.
24/7.
When? Like people who don't have books right now, or people who have books right now. When you should start selling your books?
Before the book is even
For the
written.
book.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
When you decide to have a book and you have a book title, a book back, a book spine, and a photo for the cover. This immediately when I start to do what? To sell, to pre-sell my book.
I've made those, by the way, so if anybody needs help.
You stop selling your service, okay? So if you want to start promoting your business and you don't have an authority, how the authority will be drawn? From where?
Education.
From books.
Oh.
That's right. So your authority can come from education. If you have a degree in psychology and you do life business, life coaching business, yes. If you are doing life coaching and you are psychologist or sociologist or whatever, yes. But if you are an engineer and you want to do life coaching, how people will understand it? You need to have an authority. So how is hard to have a cover of a book? Canadian for ISBN is for free. US you pay for it. And we can show you the way. Because we run, When Your Brand also has a publishing arm. So how hard to have this cover? You go to Sate or Nate, sit there in the lounge, ask the students if they can put it for you. They would love to help you. It doesn't matter, you don't need to have a cover. You can basically have the information without even a photo in the back. It doesn't matter, you are in a pre-selling mode. The minute you have this, you should have it up for sale on your website. So for me, I have the 12 streams of income, which is my book will be coming. I'm not sure where is it. Must have a sign somewhere. And this one here, if you go to 12streamsofincome.com, you can actually pre-purchase the book. And I know Bakri pre-purchased one, and they keep asking me when the book is coming. And
I'm anxious to read it.
yeah. And so you can go to this website and see an example how people can sell their own books. So if you are not convinced, have you ever heard about coming soon? Have you even seen a store saying opening soon?
Yes.
What's wrong with you saying that I have a book which is coming soon?
It's not ready. You're not the authority.
That's not. I don't think that's wrong. What I've been taught to say is, I'm the author of my upcoming book.
Yeah, forthcoming or upcoming book. Yeah.
Because it is in the process. I am authoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll always release like a movie idea book or trailer way before the movie.
Now, if you want to have a trailer of your book, it's very simple. You glue your phone to the wall, you press recording, and you stand in front of it and you speak for like half a minute to a minute about what your book is coming. And you just put it on. I'm not even saying you make a Facebook Live of it. You just can record yourself, have the video of it, and put it outside. It can be more fancy to get video editing, but I'm just saying like there is nothing to hold you if you cannot afford having the video editing, because you have the already phone. This phone has video recorder. Just to have a minute to talk about your book.
You said the other day I could pre-sell the resort. That just streaked to my head. I never even thought of doing that.
What do you mean? We pre-purchase cruises and they cancel the cruise on us and they keep the money.
And it's always way harder to do it for my own business. I can build everyone else's business.
You know? So we talked today about do you have any questions on these ones?
Not at this moment.
Okay. Any questions? No. Okay. So do you want to have like 10 minutes break, and then we can come back and finish the last module of the workbook, and then we can have the graduation ceremony?
Yes.
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.